is, do I think Dak is fraudulent? Fuck yeah. I
Absolutely.
think I think I think that the seal is broken, and they've done as much hiding and trying to set him up as they possibly can. You've got 6 years of tape on this guy when you're going through your defensive walkthrough a week in advance before playing the Cowboys. So you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to give him short passes to CD, little crossers here, little 5-and-outs here. You know what I'm saying? The jig is up.
Welcome, man, to Stand Balance, the sports podcast of the people. I'm your host, Khari P, here alongside Howard. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
And K-Wall, what's up, bro?
Never been better.
Hey, man. Football getting crazy this year, man. What y'all thinking?
Love it. Love it. I feel like the world spins smoother when the NFL is going on. You know what I'm saying? Minus the Chiefs games or like that. Every other 31 teams when they're playing each other, it's beautiful. It's the beautiful game, you know.
Howard, what you
Man,
think about this season?
it's been a rough beginning of the season as a Bills fan, but as a football fan, it's been pretty good. Obviously, K-Wall hinted on the Chiefs. I hated him before, and I hate him even more. The Taylor Swift said, but we'll talk more about that later.
How y'all feeling about your
No,
personal team?
imagine taking a flight to London just to get smacked by one of the worst teams in the NFL in the red zone. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. I feel you, Howard.
How you feeling about your personal team, K-Wall?
Beautiful. Well, we're right in the thick of it, right where we need to be. As long as Houston keeps losing, and as long as we keep losing, we're right there. We're right there. But I don't know. I gotta call the Chicago Bears or something like that and tell them to start winning a couple games or two right there because they're starting to make it a little interesting. But
You might want to call us and tell us to win a couple of games because
Yeah.
Chicago got it.
y'all are married to Bryce. If anything, you could trade that pick
Nah, but we don't
for
got our
some
pick.
assets back.
Chicago got our pick.
It's y'all. Damn.
Yeah, Chicago got our pick this next year, so
I
it's not
forgot
even
that.
us.
And y'all are fucking 0-5.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you got two people. You fighting two teams.
yeah.
This
And then
ain't just.
Chicago has their own pick, right?
Oh
Too.
yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
got their
If
own
they
pick. They got
suck
our
bad
pick.
enough, golly.
Chicago got. So I don't know, man. How you feeling about the Bills?
Man, it's rough. I ain't gonna lie. I always have Super Bowl aspirations, but after the last 2 weeks, half the team going down, losing Travis White, losing him was hard, but Matt Milano, that one, I think that one just put the season in. I think it's just gonna be another playoff run and heartbreak, but we're gonna stay positive. So there's a lot of football to play.
Definitely, definitely. Y'all at least gonna make playoffs. I mean, the only problem is Cincy's starting to look a little better. The Chiefs just can't lose, but we'll talk a little more about that later. Let's get into the things, right? So I got a question for y'all, right? We see Russell Wilson, who just can't get right, who look like he's over the hill. He look like every time you look up throwing another pick. Russell Wilson arguably might be the worst quarterback in the league. So let me ask y'all, did Pete Carroll make Russell Wilson?
Mm.
I mean, the way it's
To
looking
answer that, you'd have to go back to the beginning of time where it all
Oh my
started.
God, here we go.
You'd have to go back to where it all started, right? Russell Wilson went to what college was it? It was Wisconsin?
well, he went to NC State and then
NC State. Yeah.
he
Started at NC State, right? Then drafted third round for a very good reason. Landed on the Seahawks. Wasn't the guy at first. It was Matt Castle, if I remember right. It was Matt Castle was the
No,
guy in
no, it
Seattle.
was Matt Flynn. Matt
Matt
Flynn got
Matt
Flynn.
Flynn, wrong Matt.
They
Yeah,
paid they
Matt
paid him a
Flynn.
bag
they
Matt
too.
paid
Flynn
him
was
the
the guy they
bag.
signed.
Yeah.
Remember, they signed this guy off. What was it? The Patriots, Matt Flynn,
No,
or
Eagles.
wherever he came from. Right? They signed this guy to a nice size contract to be the guy,
Massive.
massive during that time, like QB1 style. Russ gets his opportunity. Pete puts him in a situation to succeed, he rewrites his offense around Russ's strengths and hides his inefficiencies, like what most coordinators and coaches try to do with lesser talented quarterbacks. And he flourished. He took off and he flourished. So, did Pete Carroll make Russell Wilson? I believe so. I feel like if Russ went anywhere else or like that as a third round, fourth round QB, being groomed to be the backup, I don't think they would have rewrote their whole offense for him. I don't think there was anything in training camp that he was doing to wow anyone besides maybe his deep balls and his and his speed, But I think Pete Carroll played a very pivotal part in the growth of Russell Wilson, and I think Russell Wilson returned the favor by giving Pete Carroll a ring and a lot of winning seasons. So I think, yeah, he made him, but I think Russ also repaid that favor 10 times because there's plenty of quarterbacks who are super talented that have never even made the playoffs, like Justin Herbert. There's plenty of quarterbacks that are super talented that have never even won a ring ever in their entire life. So, yeah.
What do you think about this?
So this is kind of interesting because I've never been a Russell Wilson fan at all, ever, not even when he was the Seahawks. And I also have not been a Pete Carroll fan at all. But it's starting to look like that dude's a genius, Pete Carroll. I mean, I'm not saying Russell Wilson has always been a bad quarterback because he's got a Super Bowl. You got to pay him his respects. He's had some great years. He's been like third or fourth in the MVP voting twice, I think. So he's had some seasons. He's put some stats up. But I mean, 94 passing yards against an average Chiefs defense. Like, come on, dog. Like, it's
That
either
Chief,
this
that
Yeah,
defense
that
is
Chiefs
that,
defense is actually better
that
than.
Chiefs defense is on the upswing. That defense is getting better by the week. But go ahead, continue. My bad. Sorry.
94 passing yards. Brother, that's brutally bad.
Well,
Like,
Mac Jones said, "Hold my beer."
yeah, well, that's probably. But it's just, I think it's at the point it's either Russell Wilson has completely lost a step to where he's gone. But he has what we think is a good coach there in Denver, Sean Payton. Well, the jury's out on him now too because he's put himself in the crossfires so many times. Nathaniel Hackett comments, he came in here to be the savior, and that team is just I don't know. They're 1-5, and they're in the Caleb Williams saga. They're about to trade everyone, so it's tough to say, but I mean, as we look at it right now, it's pretty hard not to say Pete Carroll didn't make him. I mean, the minute he's not with Pete, he's looked like a fucking 25 to 32, like the 25th to 30th best quarterback in the league consistently. It's not like it's one or two games. He's consistently been bottom tier quarterback. So,
So would you say that Russell Wilson is a system quarterback?
oh hell yeah.
Well, he a lot. If you want to be honest, like probably 23 out of the 32 starters or whatever are system quarterback. 30 starters are system quarterback. You know what I mean? So, but like if you
Yeah,
want,
but the reason why I asked that question is because his career stats would state otherwise. His
so
career
so but
stats. His career stats are those of like those freak of natures where you could put them on any single team and they would cook. But like I think what Howard is getting at is, yeah, I think in Seattle or like that entire, not even the team, but the way of life, the ecosystem of the Seattle Seahawks flowed through Russ. You know what I'm saying? And
you
towards the end, I think he has lost a step. I think he doesn't have the arm strength he used to. Maybe the spin on the ball isn't there as much, and they're trying to hide it the best way they can on the Broncos, but they're just not good enough to do that.
So this is what I'll say. He definitely made Russ because you gotta look at it like this. Between that defense that was put together,
Facts.
that defense coming together organically is like a once in a lifetime type thing. You're not going to get that many times. But at the same time, they went and got him a dominant running back who was at the time probably one of the best running backs in beast mode. And then when you look at it, right, and like truly look at it, this receiving core that Russ got in Denver is probably the best he had. I mean, you could say Lockett. Lockett is a very nice receiver. He only had DK for maybe 1, maybe 2 years, whatever. But Cortland Sutton, we all know about that 1 year he had. I understand it was 1 year, but at the same time, wide receivers just don't drop off that terribly. Jared Judy was drafted in the first round for a reason. The tight end that they got last year, Dosage, he's pretty decent.
I like it. Yeah,
Um, and Russ just can't seem to do anything with it. How many yards did you say he had in this last game?
He had
94.
95 yards.
Oh,
90.
He had 95 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, 4 rushes for 31 yards.
See, 90,
I'm not even
95
gonna
yards.
bring up the passer rating.
95 yards is absolutely terrible. And then you got to realize when you can hold the Chiefs, when their defense can hold the Chiefs to 19 points, like not many teams can hold the Chiefs to 19 points. If you got a competent quarterback, you're supposed to go out and win that game. So when we look at
I'm gonna
Russ,
ask you a question. Right? Do you think there's this may sound crazy. Do you think there's too much talent surrounding him in Denver? Or do you think in Seattle, because he had to play a lot of hero ball, that's when he's at his best?
but at the same time,
I'm asking, like, because Drew Brees played a lot of hero ball, and that's when he was at his best.
but
Was when
but
he was
see, when you look at the team that he got around him, right? If he just could do the basic throws and all that, he don't necessarily have to play hero ball. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can say he's at his best because a few weeks ago he hit that lucky Hail Mary and it
not
happened.
even that, but that game against Chicago when they came back and won, that was the best he's looked all season long. And that was on the comeback, and he was slinging that thing. You know what I'm saying? But I think when it comes to game management or making an easy pass, like you said, I don't think he can. But I will say this though. So as far as passer rating goes, Russell Wilson is 8th in the league, and here's some of the guys that he ranks ahead of. You let me know if you think they're better than Russell Wilson currently. He's ahead of Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Desmond Ritter, Dak Prescott, Ryan Tannehill, Joe Burrow. He's hurt, and Lamar Jackson.
What all goes into passer rating? That's a question because
Passing yards, efficiency, touchdowns, all that stuff. And if you really look at his stats, I mean, he's got 177, 2 TDs, 308, 3 TDs, 306, one
but
TD,
you also got to realize
223, 3 TDs, 196, 2 touchdowns. Before the game in Kansas City, where he threw 2 interceptions, he only had 2 on the entire season.
you got to realize when you're playing from behind all the time, of course your passing yards are going to look more inflated because
But
you're
that's
not.
not his problem, though. He's being efficient playing from behind and putting up numbers. Isn't that what goes into
But
grading his
at
stats
the
against
same
him?
time, that doesn't make you a good quarterback because just like you had Justin Herbert on that list, right? The
Yeah.
problem Justin Herbert got the opposite problem, right? Justin Herbert gets ahead in a lot of games, and then Staley wanted to start being conservative, and they run the ball all the way until the end, where they got to make a comeback because Staley wanted to be conservative. So if they would just
But
play,
Russell Wilson has a historically like this defense outside of this game against Kansas City where they miraculously showed up. Before that, they were on a historic pace to be the worst defense in the league by a wide margin.
I mean,
I mean, he can't go out there and sack the quarterback and play in the trenches and defend passes
but
too.
you know what he
Because
can do? He could go
when they're
put up
giving him the
points. He could go put
but
up
he is
points.
though. But he is putting up points. I mean, 2 TDs, 3 TDs,
8.
3, 2, 1, 1. You know
All right,
what I'm
what are the
saying?
scores to these games? You're reading
The
out.
scores of these games, right? So against Las Vegas, he went 177 for 2 TDs, 16-17. Against Washington, he went 308, 3 TDs, and 1 pick, 33-35. The Miami one, we already know they got their axe waxed. Against Chicago, the comeback, 223, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 31-28. The Jets, 196, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 21-31. Kansas City, 8-19. The Kansas City game was his worst game out of every single one.
But
Win, lose, or draw.
see, if we're being like stat sheet heroes, where all our focus is just on the stat sheet at the end of the game, or are we just like thinking fantasy type stuff? Yes, Russell Wilson is a good quarterback, right? Well, if you're actually watching the games and you're watching how every single game he playing from behind, every single game, it's like he got to do some heroic stuff. And then one of them games, he got 80 yards off that Hail Mary at the end of the game. So it's like he is stat pattern. Like, he patting his stats.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to understand. That's not his fault though. That he has
What,
to play from behind.
what's
You
not
get what
his
I'm
fault?
saying?
Here's the thing. So last year, so if this was his first year there, I'd give him a pass probably. But last year, they had a hell of a defense. He wasn't putting up points. So he sucked last year and he sucks now. Like, if this was his first year, then I would maybe give him a pass. But this is year 2 there. I know it's a different coach, but hell, Sean Payton's, I'll take him over Nathaniel Hackett. I'll say it. But I
And
mean,
K1, let me ask you this. Right? You saying it's not his fault. When one team get the ball, do the other team just not get the ball? Do the different
No.
do do the Denver Broncos just not get the ball and then they don't get the ball until the second quarter and then or the second half? Like it
No,
so
I
he
get what you're saying. I'm just saying Buddy isn't as bad as I don't
I'll
even know.
take Josh Dobbs over
I
right
don't think
now.
he's playing as worse. I think the record the record is kind of skewing the body of work.
how many interceptions do he have on the year, K-Wall?
On the year, yeah, he has
He has 4 interceptions.
4 interceptions.
And we're going into week 6, right?
Damn, it's flying by.
We're going into week 6 and he has 4 interceptions. I mean, they ain't the worst because you got people like Mac Jones, you got other. Yes, you're absolutely correct, but it just seems like
Well, you got guys like let's see, you got Josh Allen who has more interceptions than him. Uh, let's see if we can pull up another one.
Pat Mahomes does too.
Pat Mahomes definitely has more than him.
Yeah, I've taken both those quarterbacks all day.
No. This isn't. Listen. This isn't a pissing contest of who I think is better in that realm or right there. I'm just saying we might want to cut him a little bit of slack because he actually is playing a little bit better than what's being perceived from what you see on TV. He's doing a lot better than he did last year. What sucks is because that team last year with him playing like this would have probably been a little bit better. I don't know if they go anywhere, but it's not as bad as it was. You get what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, I hear you. I just don't. I just don't see it. And Cortland Sutton.
And this is coming from somebody who grew up in hate. You know what I'm saying on Russ and the Seahawks being a division rival, and it's killing me defending him in any way, shape, or form. But I'm trying to be objective and look at it from a different perspective. And stats wise, yeah, he's not playing bad, but is it equating to wins? Not really, no. But you can't really put it all on him because a lot of these position guys that we're naming, Cortland Sutton, Pro Bowler, Jerry Judy, first round draft pick, Javonte Williams, uh, jack of all trades running back. A lot of these guys aren't producing at the levels that they should be. There's a lot of passes being dropped that you saw Thursday night. There was a lot of passes that were dropped that moved the chains. There was a lot of plays that weren't made. I'm just saying.
Hey man, so Russell Wilson is your guy. So basically, you want to take it back and say Russell Wilson was not made by Pete Carroll.
No, I believe he was
No,
made by
no, no,
Pete
no,
Carroll.
no. Okay,
I
well,
said he was no. If you're gonna call me right, I said he was
okay,
made by
well, you
Pete
should take
Carroll.
it back,
But I
man.
said he's repaid his debt to Pete Carroll tenfold by bringing him a ring. And really, he should have 2. If Pete would have ran the ball instead of trying to squeeze
Stop
it,
it.
he would
Stop it.
have 2 rings instead.
Yo, you think Peyton Manning? You think Peyton Manning will listen to his coach? You think Peyton Manning will listen to his coach? If you got beast mode in the backfield, you think Tom Brady will listen to Bill if Bill said throw that junk on the 1-yard line? You think Tom Brady would have not checked out of that?
Tom Brady checking.
Tom Brady would look at beast mode and said, "Yeah, we're giving you this ball. I don't care what you say."
That's what I just said. I said he would have 2 if he would have gave it to Marshawn Lynch instead of
You
throwing it
said
on the
he would
one.
have 2 if Pete Carroll didn't make that call. Nah,
Yeah, Pete made that call for them to throw on the one.
yo, Russell Wilson had the juice where he could have said, "Hey, I'm checking out of this."
I'm checking out of it. We said I am.
Yeah, he had a juice where he said he could have checked out of it. But Russ wanted to be the hero, and we all know this. But moving on. So I got another question for y'all, man. We just saw a destroying of Dallas this past week by San Francisco. A big rivalry. There have been words said between Parsons, Kittle, Debo. all around the shirt that Killer was wearing saying F Dallas. But we're also going to talk about another quarterback who's not producing, to what we would expect this year in Dak Prescott. I want to know, do y'all feel like this is Dak's last year in Dallas?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna start out with this because I made a big deal about this last show because I said, Dak was acting all tough when the reporter was like, "Do you remember what happened the last two times you played San Francisco?" And he was sitting there and he's like, "Thanks for that fuel. Fuel my fire. Thank you. I needed that." And he goes out there, he does exactly what I said he was gonna do. He
He didn't
got
even believe that.
smacked.
He didn't even believe that when he said that.
He got smacked. And you know what? I think Dallas fans are sick of it because he's really the only thing holding them back. They have one hell of a roster, and he's holding them back. I mean, in big games, you need your quarterback to somewhat show up. You know what I mean? Like, and we've talked about this off air. Like, they get Kirk Cousins. I mean, that probably is a game. They get a decent quarterback in there because that defense can only play for so long. Now, granted, the defense didn't look as good as it did in past games. Maybe it's because the level of competition has finally kind of showed us that they're not as elite as we thought they were. But god damn. I mean, you got it. How many years is this now that Dak is doing this? He beats the hell out of all these little teams. And then the minute he goes up against a decent team, he just gets smacked around. Like, he's won one playoff game in how long has he been there? 6, 7 years. I mean, at some point you just got So at some point you got to be like, all right, hey, there's some other quarterback that maybe gives us a better chance.
But what
Plug
has
him.
Kirk Cousins done?
Hmm?
I'm asking you, what has Kirk Cousins done?
I mean, he looks good. I actually like Kirk. I like
But
Captain.
don't we always talk about like Kirk Cousins, primetime Kirk? He always messes up and stuff like that. Isn't that like a
I,
thing?
I don't know what it is, but he can't buy a defense when he needs one. Like, there's so many times where I mean, you see it this year, bro. He's leading the league in passing yards.
All
The
I'm saying is,
offense is spinning it, and he just can't get a defense.
do I think Dak is fraudulent? Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that the seal is broken, and they've done as much hiding and trying to set him up as they possibly can. You've got 6 years of tape on this guy when you're going through your defensive walkthrough a week in advance before playing the Cowboys. So you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to give him short passes to CD, little crossers here, little 5-and-outs here. You know what I'm saying? The jig is up. Everyone knows. Now you force him to really make some real big boy throws right there. That's when he looks like this. No, don't get me wrong. This is an elite level defense. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? This is an elite level defense. But unless the Dallas Cowboys go out there and
Take
pick
the
six
ball away.
twice,
Yeah.
fumble recovery for a touchdown, and give him a lead that he can't fuck up right there. I don't know if you can trust Dak to really win you a ball game against a formidable opponent. And that's what this was. This was a measuring stick game. I don't see Dak beating the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't see him beating San Francisco. God
Yeah.
no. I
Yeah.
don't even know if I could. I don't even think he would beat the Detroit Lions the way they're playing right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
I,
good call.
But at the
I,
same time, it's like, what's the other alternative at QB? Really? You know what I'm
They got
saying?
Trey Lance.
oh
We've
my
seen
God,
that
we've
movie.
seen that
You
story.
know what I'm saying?
Look, this is what I'm gonna say. Dak is at his best. You don't need Dak's best receiver to be a slot receiver because I feel like Dak was at his best when he had Dez. I feel like he need that big body who he could throw it up to because Dak is the type of quarterback that he get locked in on a receiver who is his best receiver, and he's going to try to force the ball to his best receiver. And that for him, it was a lot easier when he had the Dez Bryant who was big enough who could go up and just get whatever.
Where they fucked up at like in more recently was keeping Zeke over Amari Cooper. Because
Yeah,
Amari Cooper made Dak's life a little bit easier as
yeah,
far as drawing that safety away and him being able to do that underneath stuff. When
yeah.
you don't have that vertical threat or that technician who's getting out, you know what I'm saying, and making people look silly, you can literally just sit on everything in front of you, you know what I'm saying, and you don't have to worry about anything going over your head because there's nobody getting past you, you know what I'm saying? Brandon
Facts.
Cooks is he's good and all, but you're not worried about Brandon Cooks
Facts.
beating you deep. And even if he does beat you deep, you're not the line's not gonna you don't know you don't think he's gonna be able to make that throw between two defenders. Gallup stays hurt, and CD, that's not really his game.
Yeah, he
And
was a
maybe
slot
it could be
receiver.
his game, but it could be his game, but that's not how they use him, you know?
Nah, I
So
think I
it's
think
kind of
CD
like,
is better at the slot. I think you're right with the Amari take. I feel like he'd been a lot better
yeah.
if he would have kept Amari because you don't.
Because at the time they had Pollard. They had Pollard itching, waiting, hungry to get on the field. And
Yeah,
they chose Zeke over Pollard for whatever reason. I mean, they chose Zeke over Cooper for whatever reason. And I feel like it stunted Dak's growth a little bit. I ain't gonna
yeah.
lie.
Like if you was able to get, I mean, obviously you would never be able to. Well, if Dak was able to have like a DK. I feel like that'll make Dak's life way more easier, where he got that big body, he can throw it up to, all right, 50-50, whatever. I think Dak is never going to put it, he always going to put the ball in danger, pretty much. He's never going to like, you know, take what the defense is giving him. Dak loves 50-50s. So is it his last year in Dallas? No. Do I think
Hey,
Dallas
Jared, crazy.
Dallas is in that tough position, right? Where they're never going to be bad enough to get a rookie quarterback, well, one of the top rookie quarterbacks, but they're never going to be good enough to go all the way. They're in that tough position where they're always going to be, the redhead stepchild. They'll make playoffs. They will be a good team. Obviously, losing Diggs for this year obviously doesn't help
Nope.
because I mean it looked a lot better when you're able to put Diggs on the number one receiver and let Gilmore, play on the number
Hook them
two.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
It looks a lot better in that sense. So I don't know. I don't know what else you could do for Dak. You gave him. He had the best line in the league for all them years. He had but yeah. So at the end of the day, if Atlanta is willing to make some type of deal for Dak and take on that money, I would say you should probably take that. If you can get maybe a
Yep.
second round pick for him, a
Get
second,
him up out of here. Second round pick, hell yeah.
A
they give you
second, hell yeah, I'd take that too.
they give you a second. Yeah, like
A
Atlanta,
second, and they take like a second, and they take on 80% of that contract. Hell yeah.
yeah. I'll try to move Dak in a heartbeat, but
But the problem with Dallas, right, is like the stigma of the Cowboys is like you said, they have to be good every single year. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Jones ain't in the business of rebuild. I don't see him ever being in the business of rebuilding or starting from scratch. If he can't get it from the guys he has, he's gonna get them out of there and bring somebody else in because he's gonna put a roster out there that can possibly win. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the fans are accustomed to. So when you got somebody like Dak and you're paying him premium money like this, but he doesn't win you games really, but can lose you a game in the split second, it's frustrating. So if it's up to the fans, yeah, Dak would be up out of there. But at the same time, you got to think, what's the alternative? You know,
yeah, there ain't no. I mean, Kirk.
there's
Well, I mean,
no
like it's a
alternative.
lot of the
Like
same with Kirk. I mean, you're basically
it's the
getting
same shit with Kirk. You know what I'm saying?
you're
Kirk
basically
go out there
getting
and throw 4 TDs for 350 yards, but have 4 picks and
facts.
lose by 15. You know what I'm saying? 20.
Yeah, with Kirk, you're basically getting Dak Prescott that can't run. Like it's like all right, but yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see next year, but let's move on. We got a little situation going on against one of Howard's division rivals with the Patriots. You
I
know,
love this.
I think,
I love this.
it's a lot going on. Is it Bill? Is it Mac? You know, is it the play calls? Is it this? So let me ask y'all this question. Who should go? Bill Belichick or Matt Jones?
Mac fucking Jones.
Yeah,
Just put respect on my guy's name. I hate the dude. I hate the Patriots. I hate everything about that organization. But let's be honest here. This man's won Super Bowls there. He won a Super Bowl with the Giants. I mean, he's been around this game for 40 damn years. I ain't when he tells me he wants to retire, salute. But he's staying there. What? Mac Jones, this preppy boy from Alabama who has got a noodle arm, who's throwing hissy fits on the sidelines, and who runs as far right as he can, looks to his left, and tries to chuck it to the other sideline. Yes, he got to go. Mac got to go. Put in Zappy for the rest of the year, and hopefully you're bad enough to where you can get Ewers or something like that, and give Belichick a decent quarterback. Because I don't know what tape they were looking when they saw Mac Jones. It worked for like a half a year.
But his
And,
first year, he was decent.
it worked for
His
half a year.
second year, they didn't have no offensive coordinator, and then it's this year.
Yeah, you gotta get him out of here. It's
I mean,
bad.
you give Bill the same treatment you give Pop in San Antonio.
Oh
As
yeah.
long as that motherfucker wants to coach, as long as he wants to coach, he's the coach. I'll never fire him. He'll have to resign. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like Mac is some like crazy talented quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They're button heads, and you got to make a tough. This is an easy decision, bro. Get that motherfucker up out of here, bro. I don't
So
like he has his moments. You know what I'm saying? Where he's decent and all, but I'm pretty sure if Bill could slit his throat, you know what I'm saying,
you
or
would.
put him down like a dog at the pound, he would, because he just looks so frustrated
All right,
having to tote this dude out here every week.
I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, Aaron, right? Let me guess. Let me ask. Mac Jones or Zach Wilson?
Oof.
Mm,
Fuck.
that's
I'll
a
take
real,
Zach
that's a real
Wilson.
poop,
He can scoop Magoo.
that's a real poo poo fest, but
Yeah.
I'll
Actually,
take
no.
Zach. I'll take Zach.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
go
know.
back. I'm gonna go with Mac. He's won games. I'll go with Mac
So,
by
all
the
right, y'all
slightest
got
of
Mac.
margin.
I'm gonna go Zach. I'm gonna go Zach. I'm gonna go Zach.
Okay,
I'm gonna go Zach Wilson.
okay. And I'm talking about on the. So when I say this other guy, I'm talking about on that team. So like on that.
On the
So,
Patriots.
no, on like the Jets or wherever team I'm asking, right?
Oh, okay. All right.
So Mac Jones or Russell Wilson?
Russ.
Oh
What?
yeah,
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 what
yeah.
you can listen.
I,
Say what you want about the last segment right there, but you can do a lot more with Russ
I
than you
would
could do with Mac Jones.
I would definitely put. I definitely say if you put Mac Jones on that Patriot team, I mean on the Broncos team, it'd be way better. All right, Matt Jones or Desmond Ritter?
I see.
Uh,
I'll give you because Denver Ritter, hot ass. He's garbage. So I'll give you Mac Jones.
I'll go Mac for now. For
Um,
now,
Desmond
Ritter's getting better. He's getting a little bit better.
let me see. Let me see any other team. Um,
Go on, say
Mac
Baker.
Jones or Tannehill?
Tannehill, he been there.
Tannehill's done the. He's having a down year, but Tannehill, just what was it? 2 seasons ago, he was cooking.
Okay, Mac Jones or Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones. Man. It ain't his fault. It ain't his
At least
fault.
he's like an athlete. At least he's an athlete. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Matt Jones or Sam Howell?
Sam.
Sam had like one good game. That's tough. I mean, there's a little bit more upside with Sam Howell.
But Sam be
Yeah,
slinging it. He be
yeah.
moving the ball.
There's upside. I see a light at the end of the tunnel with him, maybe, possibly.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, when I
All right, what
see,
about this? What about Mac Jones or Kenny Pickett?
That's a good one.
Hey, Kenny Pickett showed a lot, man. He's dealing with a terrible offensive coordinator. At the end of that Ravens game, he threw that dime. I'll give it to Pickett. He
Oh,
survives this week.
and then last one, Mac Jones or Dak Prescott? Because
Come on.
Dak.
What? Come on.
Come on,
No,
man.
all
no,
right, cool.
I don't really hold Dak in that high of regard or that, but there's like
Yeah,
levels to this shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
neither do
Dak
I.
ain't all that. He's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? There's levels still.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bill Belichick give his left nut to have Dak Prescott as his quarterback.
All right, is Garoppolo is a question or no?
He had Garoppolo. I think he would have
No,
done better with
I'm saying Mac Jones or Garoppolo.
Mac Jones on the Raiders or Garoppolo on the Patriots today?
All right, no, Matt or on the
Or
Raiders,
it
right?
doesn't matter.
On the
Like
Raiders,
if they
right?
traded Mac Jones on
But
the Raiders would
Actually, it might work because he had his good year with Josh. So
Matt
it
Jones or
actually I think it would work because you got a receiver like Devontae Adams who can get him a lot
yeah.
of layup throws.
all right. So
Okay.
I think Bill would cream his pants if he got Garoppolo back.
okay, so from what I'm hearing, yeah, y'all are 100% with Bill. So this is what I'll say, right? Bill has to go in the sense of he don't need to pick the groceries no more. Bill, coach, I'm fine. Stay as long as you want. Bill, the GM, it's time to get Bill up out of there. Bill don't need to be the one out here picking the groceries anymore. It's time for Bill Belichick. He can focus on coaching, focus on making that defense his strong suit as always. Figure out a way to use Mac Jones, because Mac Jones is a first-round quarterback for a reason, right? I feel like a lot of the problems come in that is they try to take him out of his element. They need to get him on the Tom Brady system at the beginning of Tom's career, where it's a lot of little underneaths and all that stuff. And I feel like he'll be a lot better. But if I had to choose, obviously we're gonna send Mac out of here before we let.
Okay, as I say,
yeah, I was like,
yeah,
come on now.
But yeah, no, I'm
No,
definitely.
I get that. Yeah, Bill the GM drafting a D3 long snapper in the first round. That's just gotta go. Now, don't get me wrong. He hits on them round 2s and 3s. He don't miss. He don't miss.
He picked.
Yeah, that Christian Gonzalez, Kyle Duggar, them type picks right there. He don't miss with those.
Yeah,
with
But
his
it's
binoculars.
something about Bill. It's something about him in the first round. It's like he's just
yeah. He just say he want to be the
taken
smartest
out of
guy
a
in the
hat.
room. So, all right, cool. All right, man. I got a question for y'all near and dear to my heart. This whole off season, I've been, pumping up Bryce. I've been having Bryce's back. It's crazy. All last year during the college season, I was like CJ Stroud. I was on CJ Stroud. But when we picked Bryce, I tried to have his back. I tried to say Bryce is gonna be the guy, little Patrick Mahomes, all this stuff. But it's time to ask the question. The 0-5 Panthers. Is Bryce Young a bust?
A bust? Still too early to say he's a bust. But I mean, you can't act like you don't see what Stroud is doing over there in Houston. I don't know if it's maybe the coaching, but I think it's all talent. I really do think it's all talent. I've got some stats for you between Bryce and CJ,
Hey,
right?
show the
So,
tattoo.
yeah, we get to that. Bryce, 750 passing yards, 5 TDs, 4 interceptions, 77 passer rating. Good enough for 30th in the NFL.
Wait,
0-5.
and then let's clarify this. You said how many 750 passing yards?
750.
500, 650 of them came in garbage time. Continue.
CJ Stroud. 1,461 passing yards, 7 TDs, 0 interception, passer rating of 98.4, 4th in the league. Ahead of guys like Stafford, Allen, Purdy, Hurts, Lawrence, Herbert. List goes on. 2 and 3, right? Is Bryce a bust? No, but I do think they're freaking grinding their teeth that night. That they let his resume in college kind of dictate the overall talent. Because don't get me wrong, CJ Stroud looks like that guy. I mean, he's a pure passer. Dude hits it on the money every single time. Even the balls that he throws out of bounds look good. You know what I'm saying? I went a little bit deeper, right? Maybe I was like, well, what drew them to draft Bryce, number 1, right? So this is Bryce's stats at Alabama, the 3 years he was there, right? 8,356 passing yards, 80 TDs, 12 interceptions. All right. CJ Stroud, 8,123 passing yards, 85 TDs, 12 interceptions. The only difference between Bryce and CJ Stroud is Bryce has a ring, but he rode the bench that year. So a ring with an asterisk.
Asterisk.
So
Ooh.
I think this is more of a question for you, Khari. Is Bryce a bust? Because I don't know if he's a bust or not. It's only been 5 games, but I do think at this point, yeah, you kind of wish you would have drafted CJ. Because what does Houston have receiver wise that's so much better than Carolina? Really?
Hey, Robert
if you,
Woods is 1,000-yard receiver.
no, you got Bob Trees, you got Nico
Dalton
Collins,
Schultz.
Mechie. Schultz. Yeah, you got that. You know,
Tank Dell.
Carolina, they got Hayden Hurts,
This was the
Thielen,
first year
Chenault,
that we
Terrence Mitchell, Mingo. You know,
this is the first year in like since I can pretty much remember that we went out and tried to add to our wide receiver room instead of going like homegrown talent. Like when in the past we had like Kelvin Benjamin drafted, Steve Smith drafted, Funches drafted, DJ Moore drafted. So this is the first year since I can remember that we went out and tried to make our wide receiver room from outside talent, right? Where we said, all right, Adam Thielen looked over the hill last year, who is actually our best receiver this year, probably might make a Pro Bowl off garbage time yards. Kind of crazy. But we got Adam Thielen, who, we went and got Chark, who was kind of dealing with injuries a lot, who kind of dropped off, but looked decent in Detroit last year. We went and got Hayden Hurst. So, I mean, this was the first year I can remember where we went out and did that. Is Bryce Young a bust? I mean, it's too early, like, to give up on him already, but it just don't look good. Like, from everything I watch, every time I watch the game,
he looked great in garbage time. I'll give you
yeah,
that.
in garbage time. But what happens in garbage time? People back off. They leave the middle of the field open. That way, they ain't giving up like deep balls and stuff, right? So, of course, he gonna look good at that moment. It's when we're actually in the game. He 3 and out, interception. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look like he has any type of feel for the quarterback position, and it's hard because the last time we drafted the number 1 overall quarterback, we got an MVP and we got to a Super Bowl at least. We didn't win, but we got one. I don't see and Cam won Rookie of the Year. Cam from the jump looked like he was that guy. He was worthy of being the number 1 pick. Yes, it was only a 4-year stretch, or we can say 5, but it was a 4 to 5 year stretch of Cam Newton on top, looking dominant, whatever. But I mean, for them 4 to 5 years, Cam looked like he was a guy. Bryce, I don't even get that feel. I don't even see anything that makes him look like, there's potential. I don't see no throws that's like, all right, yeah, well, at least we got something here. Everything with Bryce is straight garbage time. I don't know. What do you say, Howard?
All right, Carolina faithful. I know you've probably listened to these two guys talk and probably not feeling too good with yourself because not much to look forward to. But I'm going to soothe the wounds. I'm not going to throw salt. Pump the brakes, okay? There's plenty of times we've seen this quarterback struggles in his first and even his second year, and then he starts to come together in the third to fourth year. There's a quarterback that everyone loves now that actually was about to lose his job in his third year. Tua. Oh my God, Tua. Now talk about something. He looked like
That's
hot
not who you meant.
poop.
That's not who you meant.
Yeah.
That's not who you wanted to bring up.
Nah,
Bring up who you really wanted to bring up.
No,
Bring
that's
up
what
who
I
you
was
really
bring
wanted
up.
to bring up.
No, that was what I was bring up.
man,
Tua.
to him, Josh Allen was the fucking god.
You know
That's
he
what
was
I
gonna
said.
bring up Josh Allen.
You knew
Yeah.
Josh Allen
Yeah,
was
Hell
the
no.
god from the
First
day
off,
he came out the womb.
First off, Josh Allen was jumping over linebackers his first year. I knew he was a dog. That you didn't have to tell me nothing. All right. Bryce ain't showed us nothing. Okay. I'm comparing him to who showed nothing. And Tua showed nothing. Not nothing. He was about to get up. They were about to get him out of there. But hey, they found a coach and they found some receivers. They drafted pretty well. And now Tua is, I think he's top 5 in MVP voting. So
he's number 1 in the league in passer rating.
yeah, so Carolina faithful, slow down. I know it looks bad because the capital you gave up DJ Moore, you gave up that first round pick you sure as hell love to have this year, and you've given up a couple other things. But just relax, don't kill the guy yet, and maybe in the second and third round go and start drafting these receivers because these old guys like Deal is playing all right. DJ Chark, he ain't that guy.
His body's 45, but he's like 27.
Yeah,
So
Hayden
let me
Hurts.
so let me ask you a question.
I
Are you
think I think what he's lacking. I think what he's lacking, like what Howard said, right? Tua, he always had Jalen Waddle to grow up with. He got Tyreek. That makes your life leaps and bounds easier because there's not much you have to do with two guys like that. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about it numerous times about the yak. You know what I'm saying? You could throw him a 2-yard pass and he could take it 98 yards to the house. That counts for 98 yards of passing for you too. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Josh Allen, right? He really put his name on the map when he had Diggs. You know, Kyler Murray kind of took that step in the right direction when he got D Hop. You know, a lot of these young QBs, you get them that anchor in that wide receiver room, whether it be through the draft or you bring in a stud to help bring them along, you know, and usher them in. And I think if they could find a stud maybe in the draft or maybe trade for one, I don't know who's going to be available at the wide receiver position. I think that would help him a lot. I think DJ Moore would have been huge for CJ Stroud. I think he would have helped him out. I think he would have made his life a little bit easier. But at the same time, there's a lot of quarterbacks that get by with less. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to see him pure talent wise, you know, as a passer, this is the best time to show it.
So
And
let me
like
ask you
Howard
this.
said, I mean,
So
he's going through some growing pains.
So if Bryce is Tua, are you telling me that CJ Stroud is Justin Herbert?
And that might be
Facts.
the comparison. Yeah.
Facts. That might be the comparison. Facts. That is a great analogy.
Is that what
Because
you're telling me?
Justin Herbert, as far as like quarterback, like pure passing wise, leaps and bounds ahead of Tua.
Yeah.
And in this same instance, from what I've seen, CJ Stroud leaps and bounds ahead of Bryce
Because
Young.
like Tua went fifth, Herbert went sixth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Miami faithful was ready to fucking
Oh my god. Could you
kill.
imagine Herbert? Could you imagine Herbert on the Dolphins right now?
Oh,
Crazy.
thank God.
You know,
They probably never lose a game. They would probably never lose a game.
Thank God.
absolute craziness. All right. Well, I mean, Bryce still got time, and at this point, we got to be committed to him.
Oh yeah,
Yo. If we say we're not going to be committed to Bryce Young right now, Scott Fritter might as well, pack his office up tonight.
Yeah, pack it up.
Yeah, it's time for him to get up out of there.
It's till death do you part with that boy.
All right, it's time for me to ask y'all the number one question in the NFL. Will Taylor Swift lead the Kansas City Chiefs to the Super Bowl?
I think they would lead themselves to the Super Bowl with or without Taylor Swift. But this just makes it a lot more easier now. Facts. The NFL, bro, this Taylor Swift and this NFL partnership that they didn't know that they needed has taken off like a rocket ship into space. They are squeezing every ounce of this out of it that they can. You know what I'm saying? They're running ads during the TV timeouts. Everything the Chiefs do that is successful, first thing they do is they cut to Taylor Swift. Clapping. You know what I'm saying? They bring her up at least 50 times a show.
You had
will the Chiefs lose on national television like a primetime game ever again as long as Kelsey's with Swift? I don't think so. I don't think I can't fathom it being possible.
You had the number one superstar last year, the mother of Travis Kelce, and then every single game you see her sitting right beside Taylor Swift. You like,
and what pisses me off too? What pisses me off is people are like, "Oh my god, that Kelsey guy is lucky to be with Taylor Swift because like he's like super famous now." Like the fuck are you talking about? This guy's one of the greatest tight ends ever. This man has rings. You know what I'm saying? He's paid his dues. But hey, to the average fan, maybe they don't know who Kelsey is. You know, they know Taylor Swift. They're a Swiftie.
I feel like it's bringing a lot of women to the NFL. It's bringing you obviously you have women that were fans of the NFL that love watching football. Hell, one of the reasons I got into football was because of my grandma. But for the average that don't like football, a lot of them are coming to the NFL now. They say Travis Kelce jersey is one of the highest selling jerseys among women now, which is crazy. But Howard, what you think about this? You think she's gonna lead them to the Super Bowl?
Mark my words right now. as long as she is dating Travis Kelce, that team ain't losing a fucking game this year. They will go 17 games straight to the Super Bowl, win it dancing. As long as they are together. That and the league's shown it. And everyone thought I was crazy when I was telling everyone, hey man, watch the Chiefs game. They get all the calls. And everyone's like, no, you're just a bitter Bills fan. Yeah. And now everyone's texting me because they watching this shit. It is blatantly obvious the league is pushing this team to win. So as long as T Swift there, bro, they might not lose a game in 2 years. This it as a fan, I hope they break up. And it sounds terrible.
And what sucks too is it just had to be the Chiefs, as if they didn't already have everything, as if they didn't have everything already. Now it's just like the path has been paved for you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like all these new fans that never watch football, never into it. Of course, now they're gonna be Chiefs fans. How easy is it to acquire your fandom for the Chiefs when they were already fucking good? You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know, bro. They can't lose, bro. They can't lose.
No, the flags,
There's two
bro.
people's fault that this is, right? You know, it's Josh Allen's fault because he wanted to be too country. You know, and then it's Joe Burrow's fault because he just too swaggy for it. You know,
Yeah, I know.
so you had to get in the middle with Travis Kelce.
Joe Burrow's too black for the whites and too white for the blacks. So it's like, fuck, dude, you're Mexican.
And Josh Allen too country. So you got to get in the middle somewhere. You know, Travis Kelce got the swag. He also got a little bit of the little country in him.
Yeah, bro, he got that state trooper cut with the mustache.
Yeah, what is up with that shit, bro? That's crazy.
Oh, can I see your driver's license and registration? My name is Officer Kelce. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Where's the beard? He used to keep a clean beard, nice paper. You know what I'm saying?
The code,
fresh as fuck. Now, I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Hey man, I guess he done figured out how to become a star. I guess. Congratulations.
Hey, bro, get your bag, bro. Get your bag, Kelce. I ain't even mad at you,
Kelce. So the NFL scripted? Because this is how you know if the NFL is scripted, right? The Chiefs go on to win the Super Bowl, and Travis Kelce proposed for one of his Super Bowl rings.
I swear to God, I'll stop watching football.
No, but remember last year. Remember last year. Stop. Remember last year. I told you. Remember I called it last year. Remember I called it. I said the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl by all means, because I said it's at State Farm Stadium, right?
Oh my
Pat
God, yeah.
is sponsored by State Farm. Imagine the ad you can do with him standing there with the Lombardi Trophy and the big State Farm sign behind. Remember, I told you that. This, like you just said, that's perfect. I don't know if it goes that far, but that is perfect.
Definitely be.
That's perfect. Imagine if they move Usher off the Super Bowl halftime show and they put Swift on there.
Craziness,
madness.
Hey man,
How they gifted the Rams the Super Bowl in their new stadium at SoFi.
Facts, because Tampa Bay won it in their stadium the year before.
Exactly. Not a call was made the entire game.
Facts.
Buddy breathed on him before he caught the ball. Pass interference.
So how are you saying you're not a Swiftie?
Hey man, I've never really been into Taylor Swift, so I don't dislike her. Actually, I'm starting.
Gun to your head. Gun to your head. Name one Taylor Swift song.
Exactly. I'm dead.
So you ain't never listened to Taylor Swift?
No, I mean it's just not my type of music. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
damn.
Gun to your head, Khari. Name one Taylor Swift song.
I ain't gonna lie. I can name a few, bro. I can name a few.
You a closet Swiftie, bro?
Hey, closet. Nah, low key. I mean,
Swiftie.
Low key. I mean, she got.
Wait, I can't. So the one we're never getting back.
Yeah.
Yo, she got a couple of she got a couple of bangers, low key. That 1989 album was kind of cold.
Oh, whoa! You know the album?
Nah, that 1989 album was kind of cold. I mean, she got a couple of bangers. But moving on, let's get into our picks of the week right now. All right, let's start off with the heartbreak of my life, because it's probably going to be another Miami versus Denver game, but Miami's playing Carolina. Who y'all got in this game?
Sorry, Miami. Okay, well,
Miami. Yeah, Miami. Sorry, I'm trying to get to it, dude. This is NFL.
Obviously,
but yeah, Miami.
I'm going Miami. I'm not taking that chance this week. Let me down last week. All right,
Yeah,
Baltimore versus
and Brian
Tennessee.
Burns. I think Brian Burns and Derek Brown are both questionable.
Yeah, it's definitely not our week.
Yeah.
All right,
That's the
Baltimore
last line
versus
of defense.
Tennessee.
Give me Baltimore. Get back. Get right.
Yeah.
I mean, this in London, and I like the whole narrative. The king is in London, so
Ooh, all right.
I'm gonna go Tennessee.
I mean, they do have their number.
All right, we're gonna go Washington versus Atlanta.
Give me Washington.
I'm gonna go Hot Atlanta.
Atlanta, ATL.
ATL, what's
Zone
up?
6.
Yeah, this is definitely
Zone
a pick.
6.
It's definitely a pick 'em game. I'm gonna go Washington in this week. All right, we got Seattle and Joe Burrow back on track. What y'all got? Seattle versus Cincy.
Give me Seattle.
I'm gonna go Cincinnati. That defense is kind of starting to play to their price tags attached to their names.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Cincy.
I think last week Joe and Chase got back on par. I'm going with Cincy in this. All right, Indy versus Jags.
Jags.
Yeah, I'm with y'all there. We're going Jags also. All right, Minnesota versus Chicago.
One would think Minnesota.
Minnesota. Yeah, no, you gotta think Minnesota wins this game.
I would hope Minnesota would win. I'm gonna take Minnesota.
I'm actually going Chicago in this game.
Oh yeah, JJ's on IR.
It's
Switch
like,
mine. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go Chicago. I'm gonna go Chicago. Yeah,
Chicago.
I'm gonna go Chicago.
All right,
I'm gonna go Chicago.
we got San Francisco with PJ Walker playing quarterback for Cleveland.
Hey man,
Slaughter.
I'm not playing. Give me San Fran.
Niners by slaughter.
You know what? That should be my shootout for one side. I feel like we got like 70 points in this game. All right, so speaking of a shootout game, I think this is gonna be my Sunday shootout: New Orleans versus Houston. I feel like I see points in this game.
Give me Houston.
Yeah, me too. I like Houston.
Yeah, I'm going to Houston too.
Carr needs to just shut it down and let his arm heal. He's not doing any justice playing with his bum shoulder like that.
New England versus Vegas.
God fucking damn, this one's tough. Yeah, this one's give me New England.
I'm gonna go Vegas.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go Vegas.
I definitely want to go. I want to go New England so bad.
I made that stupid mistake last week. I'm going.
Definitely want to go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I made that one too.
Yeah, I'm going Vegas.
Yeah, Devontae was looking good last week. I'm going Vegas. All right. So matter of fact, forget it. I was gonna do Dallas versus Chargers as my game of the week, but that ain't my game of the week. My game of the week this week will be Detroit versus the Bucks. I see a good game.
I fuck with it.
I like it.
What y'all got?
Give me Detroit.
Oh, all right.
I'm going Detroit too.
Detroit.
Give me 8 Mile.
I'm going with the Bucks coming off bar. I see a lot of good in this game for the Bucks. All right, Arizona versus the Rams.
Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams too.
Yeah, I'm definitely with the Rams. All right, Philly versus the Jets.
I'm going against the grain. I'm taking the Jets. I'm taking the Jets.
Yo, wow, you crazy.
Taking the Jets. Taking
Yeah,
the
that
Jets.
happened.
Dare Slay not playing. What's the other guy? Jalen Carter, the defense lineman they drafted, not playing. I'm a bank on Brees Hall setting the tone, having a day, and the defense locking down.
Give me Philly.
I'm gonna go to the Jets.
Philly.
For every reason that K-Wall said, give me Philly.
Yeah. Give me Philly on 12. Yeah.
I'm with you, K-Wall.
Oh,
because Philly, the Jets play up. The Jets, when they play harder teams, the Jets actually play up. And when Philly play, they've been playing kind of lackadaisical. I could definitely see the Jets stealing one this week. All right, the Giants. I gotta
gain some wins up on Howard. So
yeah,
gotta go against the grain.
The Giants versus the Buffalo Bills.
I swear to God, if we lose this game on anything I love, I'll be hanging from the big oak tree out in the front yard. All right. Give me the Bills. Holy fuck, we can't lose this game.
I'm going Bills too. Buffalo Bills.
Oh man, the K-Wall curse is back.
I think Tyrod ain't coming up. I swear.
Tyrod Taylor revenge game. I'm going Buffalo
Boy.
Bills.
Buffalo Bills. And for the last game, this was going to be my game of the week, but I obviously chose Detroit versus the Bucks, Dallas versus the Chargers Monday night.
Give me Los Chargers.
This is actually a tough one, low key, because I'm gonna go to the Cowboys, and I'm just going solely on the defense wreaking havoc on Herbert and Dak, maybe taking that loss personal and showing up to play better for his fans. If he comes out here and he looks like shit again, like, dude, I don't know. There's no more that you can't defend him anymore. But I'm gonna take Dallas solely on that defense showing up.
I'm going with Chargers. If Staley don't mess this up, this should be a win for the Chargers. All right, before we get out of here,
It's not gonna be an easy win though.
It's not gonna be an easy win, but in them close games, Staley like to give it away, but Dak like to give it away too. So it's kind of
give it away.
Yeah. All right.
Chargers are going to Chargers, so it'll be fine.
Before we get out of here, right? We're 5 weeks in. We're all in the fantasy league together. Talk about your team real quick. How you feeling about your team?
My fantasy team. I'm 5-0. Feeling great. There's some people in this room here that were clowning me, saying I had the worst draft in the draft, and I believe I'm still the only undefeated team. But I'm feeling pretty good. Stay humble though. I know there's a lot of football left, a lot of injuries to conquer. So
and y'all playing against each other this week. So K-Wall, you think you're gonna end this 5-0 streak?
Yeah, K-Wall gonna beat me. K-Wall gonna beat me. That's what happens. He beats me in the regular season. That's how it is.
But how you feeling about your team though?
I feel good. I mean, 4-1. Last week I beat myself. I ain't gonna lie. But I don't know many people out there that were starting Zach Moss when Taylor was back. But anyway, 4-1. Better start than I could have imagined, really. But yeah, I'm content. But like I said, this week it's in God's hands. Whatever happened has already happened.
Pacheco got you off to a good start, and as my team 4-1 also, I'm feeling decent. My only loss is a bye week loss. I had a apocalypse last week, which didn't really go my way. So I'm feeling pretty good about my team.
You had a lot of dogs on bye week, so and you kind of almost pulled it off too. But
yeah, I just I made a couple of bad waiver wire decisions. So we'll see. All right. Well, this has been another great episode of the Stay in Balance podcast. I'm your host, Khari P, signing off for Howard and K-Wall. Good night.